Okay, welcome to the SelfObject Podcast, the interface between human intelligence and artificial intelligence. My guest today is Eric Blankenship from Mindstone Marketing in Tampa, Florida. Eric, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about your story and Mindstone Marketing.
Okay. My story's kind of long, so I'm gonna give you the abridged version. I was born and raised in Tampa, Florida. I went to school here. I graduated from the University of South Florida with a degree in marketing. From there, I immediately started my first job in sports and entertainment industry, working for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Ooh.
I was there for about 5 years. I
Hmm.
left, went to Philadelphia, went to Seattle, went to Portland, and went back to Philadelphia. So for 8 years, I kind of went in a big loop, all working for the same sports and entertainment company. So I was being promoted every couple years. The second time I returned visit to Philadelphia, I was the VP of marketing for the 76ers.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was there for about 3 years in that role. My wife and I wanted to start a family somewhere other than Philadelphia. So we moved to Tampa, Florida. I became the chief marketing officer for Ruth Eckerd Hall, which most people wouldn't know, but it is one of the busiest, best performing arts centers in the entire industry here in Clearwater, Florida. So just,
Interesting.
15 minutes away. Um, After that, I got the call to join the Tampa Bay Lightning for a second time to be their VP of marketing. So in that role, I oversaw the brand as a whole, advertising, promotions, media buying, digital media, social media, digital marketing, retail marketing, special events, creative services, graphic design, and
Hmm.
and quite honestly, anything that didn't fall on anyone else's plate usually got thrown over to marketing. So we handle those as well. Um, I was in that role for over 5 years, which again was fantastic. Um, but there was kind of a fork in the road for me, and that was from a professional standpoint. I was very fortunate to work for a lot of really great organizations with some awesome leaders, and I was put in some good situations to really make an impact from a marketing standpoint.
Hmm.
And everywhere I've been able to have a tremendous amount of success. Which again, very fortunate that that happened. So professionally, I really felt like I had done a lot, maybe as much as I was going to do. Personally, my wife and I had two young kids at the time, and they were getting busier and doing more things, which is awesome. But when you're in sports entertainment, it's not 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. It's Monday through Sunday, nights, weekends, holidays, 50, 60, 70 hours a week. And it's great. It's fun. It's awesome. But it was going to get to the point where I was going to start missing things.
Hmm.
And I did not want to miss certain things that I could never replicate again. Um, so that brought me full circle to an opportunity to kind of establish myself and my agency to kind of do my own thing. And I've been doing Mindstone marketing for about, well, I just hit 5 years, so just over 5 years. So I guess that's a good sign. And I really focus on um, the consulting and coaching side of marketing.
Hmm.
That a lot of time dovetails into me becoming a fractional CMO or a fractional VP for some of my clients, and that's fine. Also, that's great. But that's where I kind of live in that marketing space from a consulting and coaching standpoint, and that's kind of what brings me full circle to where I am now.
I love that. Tell me about the name Mindstone Marketing. How did that come up for you?
Yeah, so pretty simple story actually. My son and I, and at the time he was when I was considering doing my own thing, he was like 10 years old. And one of the things that he and I always have done together since he was, a baby even was we watched Marvel movies together. So he was very much into superheroes and stuff like that. So when I was kind of starting my own thing, I wanted him to kind of participate in the name and be a little excited for the name and the logo. So Mind Stone is a part of the Marvel lore, so to speak. When you're watching the movies and the Infinity Stones, one of the Infinity Stones is Mind Stone. So it was
Hmm.
kind of a little bit of a nod to that. Just again, I wanted him to be kind of excited about something that I was doing.
Fantastic. I'm curious about as a Chicago Blackhawks fan, and we had a dynasty for a while, and kind of this idea of like hockey towns. And what was it like for you to sell the Tampa Bay Lightning, the NHL, in a state that's traditionally not known for ice hockey?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's challenging. And when I talked about my career and really having a lot of success in a lot of different ways, you know, the Lightning, when I came aboard the second time anyway,
Hmm.
we had new ownership, new leadership, new team members, new GM. Everything was new.
Wow.
The organization wasn't new though. The organization's been around for, since I think 92. So it's
Right.
been around for quite a while, had a championship in 2004. But when I arrived in 20, call it 14, we went through what we called internally the transformation of the brand.
Hmm.
And what I mean by that is the brand wasn't in a good spot. You know, the arena was half filled, and half those fans at times were fans for opposing teams.
Hmm.
When teams like Detroit or Chicago or Toronto came to town, 80% of the arena was rooting for those teams. So it was a very challenging time, to really rebuild that brand ultimately into what it is now, which is one of the most admired franchises in all of sports. And what I mean by that is in 2016, we were able to turn around the organization on and off the ice to a point where ESPN does an annual ranking of every professional sports team. So out of 116 professional sports teams at the time, we were number one.
Wow.
And the few years prior to that, we were climbing. And then finally, we got the number one. And that's based on a myriad of different metrics. But it really gave us the opportunity to have something behind all the hard work that was being done by the team and the organization. So, but it was challenging, right? We had to completely change people's perception of what the Lightning were on and off the ice.
Hmm.
And again, very fortunate. I had a great team around me. I have resources. We were able to do that. And to this day, the Lightning, I think, are over 400 consecutive sellouts in a row. Obviously, they've had a lot of success over the past several seasons, winning
Right.
a Stanley Cup twice actually, and making a Stanley Cup final three times in a row. So it's really been an awesome ride, when I was there. And you guys in Chicago have a lot to look forward to. I mean, I'm a little biased because your head coach, Jeff Blashill,
Yeah.
his son plays hockey with my son.
Oh, wow.
Uh, and I know Jeff fairly well from the rink and being around our kids' teams the past couple years. Great guy, great coach. You have a good young team. I mean,
Yeah.
you have arguably one of the best young
Yeah.
superstars in the game. I mean,
Bedard. Hmm.
who's now, at the top of the league, top three maybe in
Right.
points. So there's a lot to be excited about the Blackhawks now.
Yeah. Well, it's powerful that you were able to be a part of a culture change for the Lightning
Yep.
and really be on the marketing end. And looking at Mindstone, how do you see AI playing out in what you're doing?
I mean, it's interesting. I think AI is going to easily take over 80% of what the majority of us quote unquote marketers are doing. I
Yeah.
really, I think it could almost do that now. It's just that people aren't ready to adapt to it all yet. Now, I'll
Wow.
give you an example. Like I have clients now that are a little bit more traditional in that they know what AI stands for.
Hmm.
They have this belief that AI is the future when it's probably more the present than they believe.
Hmm.
But they think they should be doing something with AI, but they don't know what. And that's the challenge that I'm actually trying to bridge right now with some of my clients is that It's not like there's an AI store where you go buy an AI agent and you just plug it in and you're good, right? A lot of the clients I know, they just don't know where to start, how to implement, and what it really means for their business. They're just not there yet. Now, eventually, I think they will be. But I think we're in this weird time period now where AI, we may live it more day to day, but the average person out there is not living with AI directly. They're just not. It's not part of their vocabulary. We're so close to it, we think it is. Now, with that being said, I believe it's going to be because if you go back, think about this. Just
Hmm,
go back 2 years
sure.
when we first heard of ChatGPT
Right.
and we were playing around with it. That was just 2 years ago.
Right.
And think about where AI has gone in just 2 years.
Yeah.
So if you look at the growth that's going to occur over the next 1, 2, 3 years, it'll be exponentially greater than what we went through the last two, right? So
Sure.
it's pretty amazing what it can do today. Um, but again, the clients I'm dealing with, which is more small to medium sized business,
Hmm.
they believe they should be doing something. They just don't know what to do and how to do it yet. So that's where I'm trying to bridge that gap.
Fantastic. Think about some of your challenges, pain points for Mindstone, and in your own personality and your tendencies. And so, using the insights discovery model, we would have if the self using red energy, which is do it now, which would be extroverted, feeling kind of really moving ahead with something. The blue energy would be do it right. We have yellow energy, do it together with joy, and green energy would be do it in harmony and with empathy. Think about those four colors. Which one would do you access or will access as you face challenges down the road?
Wow, that's a good question. Um, this isn't maybe the best answer, but I feel like I touch all of those to some degree,
I love that. Yeah.
and maybe not individually.
Hmm.
Maybe in some cases it's a yellow and a blue, and now all of a sudden there's a green in there, right?
Nice.
Um, and I think it really depends on every single variable that's existing at the time
Yeah.
of what I'm doing. Again, I don't know if it's a great answer, but for me, it really depends. And you know
Yeah.
what? One task may be a red one day, and that same task might end up being a yellow on another day because there's other variables that exist besides just those tasks.
I love that. No, it's a great answer because basically you're trying to access all four energies. The self is moving around. Sometimes we have a tendency towards one or the other, conscious persona or unconscious persona, how we're kind of flipping on our best selves as we serve our clients. But I really appreciate how versatile you are in moving around based on what the client's needs might be. Tell me
Yeah.
about what do you see in the next 6 months for Mindstone going into the first quarter, second quarter of 26?
Yeah, and I'm an open book, and it took me a little while to either realize or accept what my single biggest challenge has been over
Mm,
the past few years. Um, and that is, I enjoy working with clients and I enjoy really deep diving into their business from a marketing standpoint and really getting in there. Now, the challenge with that has been it's only me from in that respect. So there's only so much of me to go around. So it handcuffs me in terms of time and the amount of clients I can have. So at any given point, I only have 3 to 5 clients. But the good news is I can really dive in, spend time with them, and really be able to give them the type of insights and suggestions and leadership in some cases that I want to give. Now, what I've had to do is think about scaling because the
mhm.
problem with that is I'm not scalable. There's only one me. And inevitably, my clients want not only do they want me, but, and I guess this is a good thing, they want more of me.
Mm,
So if I have a client that I'm only dedicating X amount of time for each week or month, they inevitably want more. And I've had more than one client that just wants to hire me full time. I'm like, well, I can't. I have other clients, I can't do that. Um, so what I've figured out is, look, I still want to keep one, two, maybe three of those type of clients where I can dive in deeper with them. I still want to do that.
mm,
But what I need to do in addition to that are more scalable types of initiatives that I could do. And I'll give you an example of that. So, social media. I've been very fortunate. I have led social media departments, I've managed social media departments, I've done social media for different brands, different products, um, and have a lot of success. With that being said, I don't want to do social media. I don't want to live in social media every single day.
yeah.
I really don't. And I believe to do it well, you need to be in it. Especially with the way the platforms continue to change, the algorithms change, the way trend really, can move the needle on certain things, certain trends, right? So you really need to be in it to do it well. Well, I know someone who's better, faster, and enjoys that part of the business more. So when I have a client that needs social media, now I have someone that I could work with that can do the day-to-day implementation. Now I will still be on the back end, making sure we're staying on brand, we're staying on strategy. I'll help with ideation. But when it comes to the day-to-day management implementation of those social media platforms, now I have someone else that can help me do that. So that ends up being way more scalable for me. In the past, I would have just done it myself.
Mm.
But those are the things that I've had to kind of grow and adapt and evolve a little bit differently because I still want to do the one, two, three clients, but I need to do other things that are more scalable. So AI, I believe, is going to help me
For sure.
um, maybe figure out a few more things that are more scalable. In addition to social media is one where I don't know how soon because I know you can kind of get there now, but I think you can do 80% of social media with AI right now. Now, it might not come off as 100% authentic
Mm,
and it might not be as good as if you had a real person there, but 80% is pretty good. There are a lot of companies that are terrible and they would love to be at 80% for social media, right? So
for sure.
AI, I think, can get you there already.
Fantastic. Eric Blankenship from Mindstone Marketing. Thank you for joining the Self-Object Podcast today.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.